Today we are reviewing the new KVD Good Apple Full Coverage Transfer Proof Serum Foundation and the Pore Refining Primer. I'm not quite sure if this one is brand new, but it's in the new section and it's new to me. But this one definitely is. I've been testing these for about a week now and I absolutely know how I feel about them, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you guys. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. It's like 6 a.m. I'm filming this quickly before work and I haven't got through my first coffee yet. So you're gonna watch the coffee kick in, okay? I literally look like I've just rolled out of bed, okay? KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. This is what we're putting to the test today. The original one is the Good Apple Balm Foundation, which I also have. Y'all know I love this foundation. Like, look, I have nearly finished it. I love it. It is so good. If you have super oily skin, you probably won't find this super works for you, but I think this is amazing. So as soon as I saw this one, I was like, abso-freaking-lutely, get in my cart. I actually picked this up off the KVD website directly because I assumed Australia wouldn't get it for ages, and then Sephora Australia literally got it like the next day, and I was like, the one time. But it actually didn't matter. The shipping for this was so quick. It came in like 4 days. I was impressed, I really was. I have been testing both of these products for almost a week now. I wanted to make sure I had my fully formed thoughts together before I did the foundation review, because I personally find it is hard to know with a foundation if you do like a first impressions or even just 1 or 2 days. You really need to get to know the product to see how it works with all of your products, like unless you use the same product over and over again, that's different maybe, but like for me, I use different products. I have different techniques that I like to try depending on my mood and stuff, so I really wanted to, you know, work this product into my routine and see how it held up. We're going to take this Pore Refining Primer now. The description on the website is a pore refining primer that maximizes makeup wear and minimizes the look of pores instantly and over time. So it says why you need it. It's high performance priming. So it's called Lock-It. It's going to make your makeup last. Pore refining powder. So blur and minimize, sorry, I said powder, power. Pore and refining power blur and minimize the look of pores instantly and over time. Oh, interesting. In a clinical test, Lock-It continued to reduce the look of pores after just 2 weeks of regular use. Okay. Skin Superfoods Green Lentil Extract helps visibly minimize pores, and rice water feels soothing on the skin. I do love me some rice water in skincare. Cloudburst of all-day hydration. Lock-It glides onto skin with a breathable, cooling feel. No heavy spackle here for all skin types. Non-comedogenic and fragrance-free, and the formula will not leave a white cast. 100% vegan and cruelty-free. 30 mils, and the cost of this was 56 Australian dollars. I just take about this much. This is kind of how it looks. And it does say non-comedogenic and fragrance-free, and this doesn't have coconut in it either, otherwise I wouldn't have picked it up. So it is a me-friendly primer, which is very exciting. I feel like I need to zoom in just a little bit more. 1 second. I always say that, like I need to zoom in more because my monitor looks so far away, and then I go to edit and I'm like, this is too close, Martina, what are you doing? So we've taken this, I just kind of work it together like this on my hands and kind of press it into my T-zone, and it really does, like I said, I've been using this for a little bit. I push it into my smile lines and stuff too. It really does have a cooling feeling. It just really feels quite soothing. It almost feels like water when you apply it, like it just dissolves into this watery type feeling, and then it kind of becomes tacky. It's really unique. It is actually a really unique primer that I personally like have used. Especially for a pore feeling, like it almost has the feeling of like the Chanel Water Fresh tint, where it's like that cooling feeling, and then it dries down almost like the Milk Hydro Grip, where it's slightly tacky, not as tacky as that, but just slightly. In terms of blurring and minimizing pores and all that kind of stuff, it's actually pretty good. Now, I'm pretty harsh on them because the Tarte Pore Smoothing Primer does an awesome job, and I actually think this does just as good a job as that one. I actually really, spoiler alert, like this primer. It feels lovely. It really does smooth and blow my skin out, and it doesn't, like it says in the description, like to not feel heavy, and it doesn't feel heavy. It genuinely feels like I'm not really wearing anything on my skin, and I really, really, really appreciate that. And it doesn't pill up or anything like that, depending on what products I've used it with or anything, even with skincare and stuff. It's just, I've got to say, this has become, honestly, like I think to reach for this every morning now, even over my Tarte one. Like, I'm not like, oh, I can't wait to do this review so I can go back to my Tarte one. Like, I am like, I want to use my KVD one. So I actually really, really like this pore primer. Now let's talk about this foundation. So the foundation is 60 Australian dollars. It's the same cost on Sephora Australia. Obviously, if you're in different currencies, it'll be slightly different. It says, Good Apple Serum Foundation is a real mind bleep. Full coverage with a natural finish, transfer proof, extreme long wear with a lightweight serum feel. It covers everything from blemishes to acne scars, hyperpigmentation, discoloration, and more. You've never seen natural full coverage like this. So it's infused with apple extract. It's got our iconic Good Apple full coverage with undetectable serum light feel. Transfer proof, extreme long wear. It holds up in sweat and humidity. Best for combo to oily skin, but anyone can wear it. Quince leaf extract helps keep shine in check instantly and all day. Good Apple blends and bends with your skin for a seamless finish. It's a recyclable bottle. It's a versatile modern formula. It has 40 shades and it's a pretty decent shade range from what I can see. Please let me know in the comments though if you don't feel that way. Non-comedogenic and flashback free, 100% vegan and cruelty free, 30 mils, so very stock and standard. And again, it's a me-friendly foundation in the sense that it doesn't have any coconut or fragrance in it, which, as you know, makes me very excited. Because I picked this up off the website, I just got the same shade as the KVD Good Apple foundation, or the balm, sorry. In terms of the shade match, this goes on perfectly. It's like the most perfect shade match for me. However, and I did see a comment, like when I put this up on my community tab saying it's released and I picked it up, I did see one of you guys say, oh, be careful, it oxidizes. And I was like, dang it, I didn't get a shade for oxidation. But it's odd, okay? It doesn't oxidize, at least for me, straight away. It oxidizes for me in like the last 2 hours of the day that I'm wearing it. Like all day, and I even just yesterday when I was wearing this, I made sure that I was like really paying attention to it because I had noticed it in the other days that I was wearing it. But yesterday I paid specific attention because I put it on yesterday at about 6 a.m. again. I wore it all day and I checked, like I had been checking my face like every time I went to the bathroom and stuff, and up until 2 o'clock or later, I was checking it and it looked exactly the same. And then when I went to have a shower at 5:30 or 6 after work, I looked in the mirror and it had oxidized, like it had gotten a bit deeper. It wasn't ridiculous. I actually found the thing was that the undertone had changed, like it went from being the perfect undertone to me to being quite yellow, but it was only in that really last little section of wear after I'd been wearing it for like almost 10 or 12 hours. So I don't know. It's an odd one. Like it's not enough for me to not wear it because it didn't really like, even if I was out and that happened, I honestly don't think it would matter because it still matched enough. It wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, I can't wear this foundation, but it was interesting to me that the shade definitely turned darker, but only in the last, like, it's like it reached its almost expiration date or something. I don't know, but yeah. That's just the only thing I noticed about that. But other than that, the shade's like perfect for me. The best way that I like to use it is a sponge. You can use your fingers and a brush and all that kind of stuff. I don't like to, that's not how I like to apply my foundation. So I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna apply this foundation how I found is my favorite way to apply it. I just kind of take about that much to begin with on the sponge and I just like tap it out over the face. Okay, so this half of my face has the foundation and this half has nothing. So you can see like one, I think the shade match is pretty decent to be fair. So it's like, it does have like this slightly luminous feel, but it's not glowy or like greasy feeling or anything like that. So that's like none, and then that's the other half. So let me go ahead and finish the rest of my face. This is with the one layer and those kind of dots that I showed you. So I put the same amount of product on this side of my face as I did this side of my face, and this is just what it's looking like right now. I don't know about you guys, but I am not gonna lie, I am head over heels in love with this foundation. This might actually be my new favorite foundation, even over the light reflecting, I'm not lying. I have never, it's not never. It's very rare for me to put on a foundation on the first go and immediately think my skin looks good. I usually have to find ways to tweak my products or different powders and stuff to figure out this perfect combination to make it look flawless. This foundation, I put it on and instantly was head over heels in love. This foundation offers everything that I could possibly want and need in a product, right? It is lightweight feeling. I do not feel like I have a heavy layer of foundation on my skin at all. It is not cakey looking at all, so I don't feel like my skin looks cakey. I feel like my skin looks like skin. I mean, you can tell I have foundation on because I do, like I have a product on my face, but it doesn't obviously look like that. Like it really still allows my natural skin texture to come through, but at the same time, it's smoothing my skin texture. So it almost feels like I've put this little filter on my skin because my skin looks like skin, but it looks smoothed. It looks smoothed and it looks like even colored and all of that kind of stuff. And it just has this healthy, natural finish for me. It doesn't settle in fine lines. It doesn't settle in pores. And it offers this perfect level of coverage. Like if I want to build this up to be a full blank slate coverage, I absolutely can, like the KVD Good Apple. But for me, I like a medium coverage. I like a little bit of my imperfections to be slightly peeking through, or I just like to be able to spot conceal them. That's just kind of how I like it. I'm getting a little bit older now, you know, I'm 33. I'm not old, but my skin doesn't take heavy makeup products like it did in its 20s. You know what I'm saying? You feel me. And so for me, this offers this really solid adjustable coverage level that I like, medium to full, while still looking really thin, feeling really thin on the skin, smoothing my skin, and just looking really natural at the same time. I'm like blown away by how much I love this foundation. I'm not lying. I swear to God, I love it. And I think you can just tell, right? The other way that I like to kind of build the coverage up in the areas is I like to just take a little bit like this. So I think you can see, and I just take a really small fluffy blending brush like this, and I'll just like work it into the brush. And I'll just like brush a little bit of coverage on into areas that maybe I just want a touch more coverage. So it's kind of like spot concealing, but not as precise. It's just airbrushing on like a little bit more coverage that I might want. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that looks flawless. It really does. In my mind, this is, in my makeup preference, everyone's skin's different, but in my mind, this is flawless. I'm gonna do a speed through of me putting on my concealer and cream products and base products and all that kind of stuff. Then I'm gonna go off camera for you guys. I'm filming my Sublime Seduction look today for the Pat Love collection. That video will already be up on my channel if you're interested. And then I will come back, give you my final thoughts, and talk you through the wear time and stuff like that. And then we'll wrap this video up. So let's do it. Alrighty friends, this is the finished makeup look with the eye look. I am going to insert in here like some pictures of like side by side. So I'm going to take pictures now of my look from this morning, and then I'll show you at the end of the day. And if I can get a time in there, I will, but we're gonna have to have a system of trust, knowing that I didn't just take these photos one after the other. I can guarantee you will be able to tell. I will look disheveled in that second photo. I will not put any filters or anything on them, promise. I just want to show you the real deal of what this foundation looks like. I actually have a couple of photos from a couple of other days as well, so I'm going to insert them now for you. Here's my final thoughts. This primer is flawless to me. I love it. I adore it. I think that it genuinely does what it says it does. I don't know if it's going to improve my pores over weeks. I don't know about that, but it is pore refining, it's smoothing, it feels lightweight, it doesn't feel heavy, it does feel like it extends the longevity of my T-zone here, and I rate this very, very highly for me. This foundation I rate intensely. so high. It is so good. I love it. I love the finish that it has on my skin. I feel like my skin looks like I have almost a filter over it, but it still looks like natural skin. It's just, it is softly blurring. It doesn't settle in fine lines. It's just, it doesn't feel heavy. It feels phenomenal, and to me it looks phenomenal for how I like my makeup to wear. I can tailor the coverage, all of that kind of stuff. Here's some points. So it does slightly deepen towards the end of the day. I've explained that already, so just keep that in mind. The other thing is, it says it's aimed to combo on oily skin. I definitely find, and I think you would have seen it in the photos, that this does get oily as the day wears on. So the whole like keeping your oils at bay, sweat humidity kind of thing for the entire day and transfer proof, I don't actually think that claim is necessarily true for my skin type. At least I have combination skin, and right now where I live it is very humid and hot. It's summertime, so just keep that in mind, because everyone's skin is different and everyone's skin is going to react differently to makeup products. It's science, so keep that in mind. But I do find that by the end of the day, like I probably needed to touch up with powder about 3/4 of the way into my day. And if I did that, it probably would extend the wear time. I don't touch up my makeup. I don't. It's just like if I look haggard by the end of the day, I just do. Like, we just roll with it around here because I'm just too lazy to take my makeup with me on the go and touch up, or to touch up, to be honest with you. But the finish of the foundation, like it keeps my skin like smooth and looking good all day in terms of texture, which is a big thing for me. I really do like my texture to be quite smooth. I think that pretty much wraps up all of my thoughts around this foundation. I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy this foundation. Only you can decide that for yourself. Everyone's value of $1 is different, as I like to say. But for me, I swear, I am so head over heels in love with this, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I really didn't think I was gonna like it, and I just freaking am obsessed with it. So there you go. All right, let me know your thoughts down below. If you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend, truly. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, pretty please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.